In previous modules we've developed this formula for the price or the value of an ordinary share. It's saying that the value of the share is the present value of an infinite stream of dividends. But because it's impractical to calculate the present value of an infinite stream of dividends one by one, we need to make one of three assumptions about the future behavior of dividends. As we noted in the previous module, the assumptions are that dividends will remain constant, that they will grow at a constant growth rate, or after a period of time they will grow at a constant growth rate. In this module we will focus on the second of those assumptions. This number line shows the first four dividends of a share where the dividend is growing at a constant rate. We can no longer just use C to represent each cash flow because the cash flows are different from each other. The cash flow in year 2 is the cash flow in year 1 multiplied by 1 plus G. C3 is C2 multiplied by 1 plus G, or C1 times 1 plus G squared, and so on. Sometimes we don't necessarily know what C1 is. Sometimes we are given C0, which represents the most recent cash flow. If that's the case, then C1 will be equal to C0 times 1 plus G. C2 will be C1 times 1 plus G, or C0 times 1 plus G squared, and so on. This pattern of cash flows, as we know from the topic on financial mathematics, is called a growing perpetuity, and we have a formula to calculate the present value of a growing perpetuity. This is the formula, once again with some changes to notation to reflect the fact that we are talking about shares. P0 is the price of the share, div1 is the next dividend, the dividend to be paid 1 year from now, RE is the equity cost of capital, and G is the growth rate. And once again we note that RE must be greater than G, otherwise it's impossible to calculate a present value. As I've mentioned a couple of times, we don't always know what the next year's dividend is. Sometimes we know what the most recent dividend was, and we have a growth rate which will allow us to calculate next year's dividend. So this is the longer version of the growing perpetuity formula. We have to first calculate div1 and then divide by RE minus G.